Hello and welcome to One North Main, BCA's magazine show. Brockton, we are in Boston today for the Youth Jobs Rally. It's bigger than just a rally, it's an initiative, it's a movement, and Brockton is part of it. We will capture all of the footage, we'll interview some of the key players, the key stakeholders, and we'll have a good time doing it. So sit back and relax and see what Youth Jobs has to offer. Yes, the Youth Jobs Coalition Rally is here. It's at the Cathedral Church of St. Paul. We're directly across the street from the State House, and people are starting to file in, including the Brockton contingent. Let's go inside and let's capture all of the action.
Good morning. Is everybody excited or what? This is the Youth Jobs Coalition, and you guys are here today. I can feel the energy. So thank you for everyone that came from Springfield to Worcester to Walthall. And of course, I can't forget the Boston teams because I represent Boston. My name is Emmanuel Cavall. I'm a state rep in Dorchester, Roxbury. And I'm here today because I'm a friend of the youth, okay? I wouldn't be here today. In fact, I got elected about 2 years ago, and I have many youth on my campaign who helped me get elected. So when I got to the State House, I didn't forget about the youth. In fact, I remember, I'm 34 years old, and I remember coming to this country at age 15 and getting my first job, and I know how much it meant for me to have that $200 a week, or every 2 weeks, whatever it was. And I remember that my mother had to work 2-3 jobs after to sustain the family, so that additional $200 that I brought to the table, even though sometimes I did use to buy a pair of sneakers, I'm sure you guys do the same thing, it helps the family, correct? Does it help everybody or not? Okay, perfect. So today your job is pretty easy. I think for those of you that have been here before, it looks like some of you have been here 2, 3, 4 times in the past. It's pretty easy, right? You walk up to the State House, right? We know what the State House is. It's the people's house, as my good friend Brett Fox likes to say. It's your house. So you walk into the offices of the various state reps and senators throughout Massachusetts and tell them why you need a job, right? And the job to you is not only for you, but it's for your family, okay? And it's important. I remember, again, going back to high school when I had a job, it took me away from being, empty-handed, but it helped me also to not get in trouble, because that, 2 to 5 or 6 to 9, when you're working, that means you're not out making mistakes that youth often make, and we all make them. But if you're busy, you're not making them as much, okay? And that's very important. One more thing before I go. Again, I'm very excited to be here with all of you today, and I see the youth every day. In fact, yesterday I had a conversation with the youth from Project Right. Anybody knows what Project Right is? Yes, Project Right in my district, and we were talking about transportation issues, right? What's going on in the neighborhoods with people, the buses not coming on time, the train not coming on time, and there's so many issues that are going on. So as you engage about youth jobs, think about the politics that's happening now as well, right? Think about the presidential campaign, right? It would be important for something like this, that for you to get together again and maybe endorse a candidate, right? Who have you been talking to? But who has the best interest of the youth in mind, right? So it's important, and of course you gotta vote, right? Who's in can vote? Okay, as you age, I think now you can go, I know you can go online and register to vote, so you gotta engage yourself to make sure that you're a voter as you grow, okay? So one more thing before I leave. People forget that Martin Luther King, when he was engaged to be the man that he became, he was about early 20s. I think he was 24, 25, right? A youth. You are the next Martin Luther King, right? When the time, you don't wait. It doesn't, when it comes to you to stand up for an issue, you do it at the age that you are. At 14 and 13, I see a young man here, he looks very young. People, you gotta do it when you stand up, you do it when that opportunity presents itself. You don't put it off for the future. So, again, all of you, God bless you. Thank you for being here, and you got a family.
We're here with Dan Gelbtuch, one of the founders of the Youth Jobs Coalition, as well as program in Dorchester. Tell us about that, Dan.
So I also am the program director at Dorchester Bay Youth Force, which I've actually been working at for 8.5 years now. It's a program based in Upham's Corner, and essentially we were working on youth jobs as a local issue in the neighborhood, and then I teamed up with Lou in 2009, 2010, and Lou has this incredible statewide network, and that's sort of the founding of the Youth Jobs Coalition.
Now, why did you found it? What was the urgency?
So there's really an immediate need. So because of the economic recession of 2008, 2009, we were looking at 50% cuts in state funding for youth jobs. And Lou, who follows these things, was basically like, there's a crisis coming down the pike, and what are we going to do about it? And so it was amazing. One of the great moments of my organizing life, Lou's like, all right, who do you know? Let's call them. 25 youth workers showed up to a meeting in November of 2009, and then in February of 2010, we had about 700 young people on the streets marching to the State House, and we were able to stop the budget cuts. We've been able to win consistently 1 million, 2 million, 1 year 9 million above the previous year, and in the heart of the worst economic recession of our generation, it's pretty impressive.
And the other angle to that is not only the state funding, but getting into the private sector. In 2011, Governor Patrick challenged your group to get into the private sector and cultivate some relationships. How's that going?
I'm not going to lie, it's a challenge. It's been a good challenge. We've learned a lot, but it's hard. I mean, Boston and Massachusetts have one of the most vibrant private sectors in the country, but to be totally frank, they don't want to hire young people of color because they don't see young people of color as their future workforce. So it's been a bit of a hard sell. We've probably won, several hundred jobs, which is, nothing to look down on, but it's definitely been a challenge.
Well, today they're going to be marching to the offices of a major financial services company called Brown Brothers in Harriman, who have refused to hire youth. So the Youth Jobs Coalition has done that work. They've worked with, when Patrick went in office, about connecting to more companies, and they've done some work with Mayor Walsh about connecting with more companies, and he's done a few things. So there's more work to do on that, but that's definitely half the agenda. through all these organizing and rallies and meetings with legislators, the funding is increased to 11.5 million. But because only 1 in 4 youth who apply for these jobs get them, because of the amount of money, we're trying to press for more money.
Hi, I'm Christian. I'm from Worcester. Worcester Youth Center, make some noise! My experience with the Worcester Youth Rally is when I first asked my mom, I was like, no, it's too cold and it's freezing outside. But like I've done it for the last 3 years and it's been a great good process. I've learned a lot. I'm kind of shaking right now from nervous. But my experience with society is that we want jobs and all of us deserve more because we are the next generation and I'm nervous, that's why. So we're the next generation, so if you want to see us move forward and do great things, allow us to give us the opportunity to move forward in the next generation. Let us break that generation of faith and everything about how we're out on the streets. You guys want us off the streets, give us more jobs.
You know what? You guys really shake up the house. So I want to hear you. I want to hear you with the balls, all right? We raised the minimum wage, and some people feel like that's the fix for everything. So it's even more important that we talk about teen employment and that we keep this line item in the budget. Are we going to wait? No. Are we going to create?
Oh, doctor! Wow, what a rally. Everybody is coming out of the church and they are fired up. We are walking in and around Boston and then we're looping back to go to the State House. We'll also hook up with the Brockton contingent led by Brockton Interfaith Community Vic and Isabel Lopez. Buckle up, here we go.
This is the way the march is moving, all right?
What do you want?
Sure.
When do you want it?
Now.
When do you want?
Now.
There's a mass of humanity. We cannot keep up. We've lost them in a sea of energy and excitement. We will find the group. Until then, take in the sights and sounds. Let's go. What's your name, man?
My name's Edward Nelson.
And you're volunteering. Who do you work with?
I work with Teen Power in Somerville.
And what are you guys doing over in Somerville to help get your job?
We're petitioning our local government, we're talking to everybody, we're making sure the local businesses know the kids are looking for jobs, we need jobs.
What do you want? When do you want it? What do you want? When do you want it? When do
United will never be defeated. Youth 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 united will never be
It's madness here, let me tell you. We're slowly getting closer and closer to the State House. The Brockton contingent has been swallowed whole. I spit my gum out. Look out for the train.
I need you guys to pay attention. Stand the contract.
All right, if this is live, this will be a disaster, but we're not live. Our producer, Aaron Timo, almost got hit by a trolley. I didn't warn him in time, but fortunately we're all right. Now, we are marching towards the State House. As I was saying earlier before we were interrupted by the trolley, the Brockton contingent has been swallowed whole by this massive humanity. We will catch up with them at the State House.
shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down.
Hi, I'm Ellie. I'm with the Caring Adults team of Brockton's Promise. I've been with Brockton's Promise since it first started on their steering committee.
My name is Laurie Morris, and I'm director of the BCC After School Program.
My name is Stephanie Hu. I'm serving my second year as an AmeriCorps Mass Promise Fellow at the Old Colony-wide Big Sister Big Brother program.
My name is Cherise Miles, and I am with Massasoit Community College.
Caring Adults is one of the 5 Promise teams of the Greater Coalition of Brockton's Promise.
Our team is made up of nonprofits, community leaders, and individuals who are looking to make Brockton a better place by having more caring adults in the lives of young people.
I'm a Mass Promise Fellow because I was mentored by 3 fellows growing up in high school. They were the people who I looked up to. They were my caring adults.
I grew up in Brockton. I lived here my whole life, and I've been working with young adults and youth for the past 15 years. I think it's really important to give back and practice what you preach. We expect a lot of our students. We ask them to give back to the community every day, so I feel like I need to do my part and stay connected.
When I was about 8 years old, my next door neighbor, who had 12 children, asked my mother if I could go to church with her kids, and my mother said, sure. She was my first informal mentor. You see, my mother was not always able to understand what her role should be as a mother. She had been passed through foster care after being removed from her mother's care for abuse and really wasn't capable of a nurturing relationship with me. So I started going to church every Sunday, whether or not her kids did.
We look at mentoring as something that can be informal or formal, whether you're a mentor at a specific program and you decide to devote 2 hours a week of your time, or whether you're a coach in a program or you're a neighbor looking out for the kids in their community.
For me, to be a caring adult, it means to kind of be genuine and to be authentic with the people that you work with, especially your young people.
Smile at every child you see and wish them well. Encourage them with compliments and positive words, especially those kids who you think might have an attitude. Those are the kids who are crying out to us. Please, hear their cry.
It's far too important not to want to volunteer with youth. The youth of today are our future. They are the future elected leaders and business owners and firemen and policemen, and it's far too important not to be there for them.
Stand up, Brockton. Be counted. Invest in your community and give back. Become a mentor. 2 hours a week, 8 hours a month. That adds up to 96 hours in a year. You can do it. We're counting on you. Be a mentor. I am here with Jamila and Jasmine. And ladies, how was the experience for you today?
It's been awesome. I never done this before, but I hope to bring more friends, more like a bigger community from Brockton. But really, it's been awesome.
So did you enjoy the march?
I did enjoy the march. It was a little cold, but we all stood up. We all fight for our rights, and I hope to get a job soon too, because I don't have one either. So it's really awesome, and I really liked it.
What do you hope to be one day? If you get a job 20 years down the road, you have a career, what would you like to be?
A nutritionist or something to have to do with business management.
I want to be a pediatrician.
Jamila and Jasmine, thank you very much.
Requirement to serve was 129 youth, and basically from the amount of money that we receive, we actually break up the wages, obviously from minimum wage. Some youth do get a little bit more money than others if they're doing certain jobs. Like last year, the Mayor's Parks program, the youth actually got $10 an hour instead of the $9 an hour. And we use some of the funds to pay for staff to actually manage the program. And basically what we like to do is put most of the funds in the wage pool. And last year it allowed us to actually serve 189 youth instead of the requirement of 129 youth. The state requires us to work with ages between 14 actually to 21. Not a lot of employers are interested in hiring 14 and 15-year-olds, so we've decided in our area to only hire 16 to 21 and give the 14 and 15-year-olds an opportunity to do volunteer work. And then once they participate in the volunteer program, it gives them an edge the next year to actually get in the program above other people. So we have to spend 70% of the funds on youth wages and or stipends for youth. We have to collect income information to make sure that they are actually under the income level in order for them to get in the program. We're required to serve youth that are homeless, youth that have been involved with the court system, youth that are involved with foster care area, runaways. We are required to get at least 20% of the youth in the program that are under those categories, and we need to report that to the state as well. We're looking for companies that are interested in investing in our youth. If a company invests, it helps us serve more youth. We're interested in finding organizations like under the childcare field, manufacturing field, healthcare, even if it's just volunteering in the hospital. We're looking for organizations to give the youth an opportunity just to gain some skills so that they can take it with them in their future. So we're looking for employers that are interested in helping the youth grow, basically. Someone that's gonna kind of take on like a mentorship role, not a long-term mentorship role, but just a mentorship role while they're in the position that they're in.
Well, there you have it, Brockton. Another One North Main in the books. Straight from Boston, Brockton to Boston, and back to Brockton again. We appreciate you watching. We hope you learned a little bit more about the Youth Jobs Coalition, Youth Jobs funding, and some organizations that are making an impact in our community. To learn more about Brockton Community Access, visit our website at bcatv.org. You can also check out our YouTube page, youtube.com/The Brockton Channel is all one word. For everyone in One North Main, I'm Jay Miller. We'll see you around.